Another quarterback, the guy in Minnesota, Adam. What's happening there?
Well, he's got a sprained ankle, Hannah, and J.J. McCARTHY is more than likely not to play Sunday versus the Cincinnati Bengals, which would mean that Carson Wentz would step in and replace J.J. McCARTHY. You remember all the quarterback juggling that the Vikings did this summer during the season. They signed Sam Howell. They traded Sam Howell to the Philadelphia Eagles. They signed Carson Wentz to replace Sam Howell. And this is why they have Carson Wentz, because J.J. McCARTHY got beat up in the game on Sunday night against the Atlanta Falcons. Came in this morning with an ankle injury. They went through testing, and the Vikings determined that the chances are he's not going to be able to play this week. After that, they leave for overseas trips. We'll see how J.J. McCARTHY responds to that.
Yeah, unfortunate setback for a guy that's really having some growing pains playing right now. Dan, what's your reaction upon hearing this news?
Yeah, it's concerning. He's missed 18 games and played in 2. At some point, young quarterbacks need to get on the field, and this is an organization and a team very good. Roster top to bottom, very good, and they have entrusted the future of the team in his hands. And while JJ has a ton of experience, certainly in his playing time in college, he needs, and you could watch through 2 games if we're just being fair, he needs to be on the field just to feel the speed of the pass rush and feel the speed of how windows in the NFL are closing faster than college. And so not going to overreact, and hopefully this is a short-term thing, but the fact that we are this quickly into his second game of his second season and he's missed 18 games and played in 2, that has to be concerning in the building. Yeah, derailing any sort of progress that he might make after a tough game yesterday. We'll get into that. Carson Wentz did make one start last season, by the way, for the Chiefs. This was going to be our lead today.
J.J. McCARTHY is also injured. He hurt his ankle on Monday Night Football last night. He is unlikely to play Week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals. That game is on CBS, so it is likely going to be Carson Wentz for the Vikings against Jake Browning of the Cincinnati Bengals. And then, of course, we had a couple of other injuries as well. Brock Purdy was out this past week. He's dealing with a toe injury, and Justin Fields is in concussion protocol for the Jets. All right, let's get our front office man, Ran Carthon, in here. Ran, we just ran through those list of injuries. We can kind of take our pick on where to has put forth 1 great quarter and 7 bad quarters so far in his career for the Vikings. It appears as though it's going to be Carson Wentz. They're calling it a high ankle sprain for JJ. It's been a really tumultuous first couple of games. How do you think he's doing now? I mean, it's been a big week. He had a kid. He's got, the injury now. What's going on, and how do you keep his spirits up?
Well, I can tell you this: there's a lot of pressure on his significant other at home, having to take care of a newborn and a grown man who can't get around as well. So it's a lot of pressure on her. But for him, he just has to stay the course, and he has to take this as a learning opportunity, understand how to protect his body, how to protect himself when he's playing outside of the pocket or even in the pocket, knowing that you're going to get sacked. Sometimes it's okay. If you remember Peyton Manning, if he knew he was dead to rights, he would just go down and keep that hit off of his body. And these guys have to learn that, and this will be another part of it. But this allows him to grow from the mental side of the game, which you saw last season with him missing most of the season last year. He was allowed to take the quote-unquote mental reps. But this is also why you go out and get a veteran in Carson Wentz. You go and get a veteran that has been there. And now with Carson Wentz starting, I believe this will be Kevin O'Connell's 7th different starting quarterback since he's been there as the head coach, which is a ton. But he has always won football games and always had them in the playoff hunt. So let's see if KOC can work his magic again with Carson Wentz.
Vikings, as of right now, a slight 2.5-point favorite because that one is in Minnesota. It's on CBS, 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday. Ran Carthon going to rejoin us.
It includes Seratiano, who has him in every league.
Okay, pretty much an egg you would want to put in every basket, I understand.
I mean, what did you say you had him in fantasy?
Okay.
Is that, I thought earlier we didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, just my fantasy.
No, I'm also giving
good job, TJ.
Okay.
That's perfect.
We got some more, Rich, we got some more quarterback news.
And speaking of...
Here it comes. And my eyes see.
Double
news.
Okay.
Bad news for the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy has been ruled out Sunday already.
Why?
Due to an ankle injury.
Wow.
Aaron Jones also not playing this week. with a hamstring injury. Unlikely, according to Kevin.
Yeah, Minnesota's next up is against the Bengals. So it'll be Carson Wentz v. Jake Browning.
Oh, yes. We're all in for that.
Mike.
Not the reaction that you should be having, Mike.
Very good. Man, oh man alive.
I can guess which play that happened on McCarthy. It's got to be the fumble. He got taken down and rolled up, and the way he kind of landed definitely looked like he rolled his ankle on that play, forcing him to fumble.
Carson Wentz is going to start a football game.
I mean, in 2025.
And by the way,
he might win.
Rest, ice, compression, and elevation,
Yep.
because the next 2 games for the Vikings are overseas.
Oh.
So you got to, put that foot up and hope it doesn't swell or anything like that, because week 4 is in Ireland against the Steelers. And then the Vikings are the first team in the history of the NFL to play back-to-back road games outside of the country in different countries. They have to then take all their gear and move it to London to play the Browns in Tottenham. Both games on NFL Network, I should add.
Wentz beats the Bengals, right?
Not if Jake Browning shows up and starts winging it around, pal.
This is a Vikings question. If he beats the Bengals, McCarthy hasn't looked good in 7 of the 8 quarters. You start Wentz against Pittsburgh and the overseas games, right?
100% not. You got to get this kid going, man. And it's unfortunate that he's banged up.
Got to get him going. Carson Wentz was MVP of this league for 15 weeks.
Let me tell you something. Do you know why Anthony Richardson was drafted? And the Indianapolis Colts...
I don't know why he was drafted, actually.
...could not get Carson Wentz out of Indianapolis fast enough. That was the worst-kept secret in Indianapolis at that combine after Wentz, I believe, lost a Week 18 game in Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, needed to win, and they would have been in.
Right. And the late Jim Irsay, may he rest in peace, wanted Carson Wentz disappeared from his organization.
Steak and shake.
But we'll see what, again, Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell is the QB whisperer.
I mean.
But, in our final moments of this program.
Just saying. Just throw it out
we do need to just, again, Jaden Daniels being out for the Washington Commanders is a significant piece of news if he's going to miss it. We shall see. Remember, he was going to miss that start against the Bears, and we're all like, what a bummer that his ribs are all banged up, and he's not going to play against the number 1 overall pick, and we're missing 1 versus 2, and he wound up throwing a Hail Mary to win it anyway. I'm just going to reserve judgment on, obviously it's not good if he's not playing. Maybe you sit him out against the Vegas Raiders, let him nurse it up and hope that Marcus Mariota can win the game for you, and you go into Atlanta. He better be able to be spry, because if the Falcons pass rush that we saw that knocked J.J. McCarthy around and then potentially out of his next start.
Yeah, pass rush.
Let me just tell you, that is significant what we saw from the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday night. I mean, the Falcons, one thing that you could say about the Atlanta Falcons, for sure, over the past decade is, boy, their quarterback's good, really good, and that offense is good, really good. They can win the division and be really good, maybe go deep. One thing they're not going to do, they're not going to sack your quarterback. Nope. The one thing they don't have is a pass rush. And so they said, screw it. We're going to draft 2 of them in the first round and trade up to get 1 of them. And against a banged-up offensive line. And again, that's what J.J. McCarthy's dealing with as well. His center went out. Ryan Kelly went out in the middle of the game. You take your center out of a game, in the middle of a game, you lose your center. That is a massive problem. Protection issues, certainly if you got a kid back there who needs some help with some protection, physically and also literally, figuratively, to figure stuff out neck up. And then you're down to your 3rd left tackle because Darrisaw's out. And Atlanta put a quarterback pressure percentage up of 53.3%. Their best such pressure since Week 15 of 2018, when they also had 6 sacks in a game. And they had 7 on that day. Same date. That was the last time they had a quarterback pressure that much and as many sacks as they had on Sunday night. And only 179 sacks since that game, Week 15 of 2018 against Arizona. No other team in the NFL since that date had fewer than 200. So if Atlanta's figured that out, and Penix can get the ball out that fast, and Bijan, call me Bijan, but call me Bijan again. Robinson is running the
What
way
was
that he did. I don't know.
During the Sunday night intros.
I don't know.
I heard Bijan. I was like, what?
Wait a minute. I thought it was Bijan. And then Tarico and
Explained it.
They said he wanted to be Bijan again.
Okay.
Hey, we'll just call you Awesome. Because he runs like the friggin' Matrix.
Yep.
Remember that 6-yarder at the end of the game?
Just like,
That looked like Barry Sanders. I'm not going to lie. I shouldn't say these things out loud, but
they
that's
were
what
saying
looked
it
like
on
to
the
me.
broadcast.
Dude. Third career game with 125 or more rushing yards. And that's tied for the most in the NFL since he's come into the NFL. Only Derrick Henry, Saquon, and Jonathan Taylor have had more in that span. So here we go. Atlanta, nice bounce back win. And kicker John Parker Romo.
Oh.
Which, by the way,
Tony?
by the way, normally that's how you refer to, a serial killer. And the reason why I only say that is because that's the nickname associated with a kicker in Week 1 by Mike Tomlin.
What's Boswell's middle name?
All right. And John Parker Romo had 5 field goals. So Koo gets the gate, and in comes Romo. Now I got to tell you, Jim, this guy can kick. So the Falcons, nice bounce back win, brother.
That was nice. He was beating